Okay, well, it is Boxing Day in New Zealand today, and this is the state of the play so far with the Alba Shaper. So it's been completely dismantled, well, almost completely. I haven't taken the that pulley off, and I have not removed the gears inside the machine, although I have removed that pin down there that you can see, the shiny pin, turned that around 90 degrees and reassembled it. All the old paint has been stripped off with a paint stripper and primed and repainted with machine grey. I haven't done the base yet. I figure I can do the base after I get the top assembled. The reason I haven't done the base is because I'm working inside the workshop and I don't want paint stripper or water all over the floor. I haven't done the box yet. The box is in pretty good condition, as you can see. So that really needs a clean up with Scotch-Brite and lots of elbow grease and reassembling. That's the cover for the pulley on the other side. Done the splash tray. I used acrylic enamel for the splash tray, and that was a mistake. I should have used an oil-based paint, but I couldn't get any at the time. I have used oil-based paint for this surface here, and I think it's probably going to be harder wearing. This is the clapper box, and it's been disassembled, completely paint stripped and repainted. This is the vertical slide, I suppose you could call it, and likewise that's been totally paint stripped and reassembled, primed and painted. I haven't done the red on the inside yet, as you can see. That's the old red. That's the bearing for the bull wheel. That's the yoke, and the original yoke was yellow, and I started painting it grey by mistake, so that grey will have to come off. It's been primed. This is a new pin and a new bush in there. That's been done, so there's absolutely no shake or movement in the pin. That's the slide. Likewise, that's been completely disassembled, stripped and repainted. And we have a box of bits here. There's the rest of the clapper box, and that's I've got to do that bit of the red there, but other than that it's been totally disassembled. There is no play at all in the tapered pin, which is surprising and very pleasing. I have not done the bull wheel yet. There is some damage here, as you can see, and so I've got to build that up with bronze and remachine that. That won't be a big task. The reason I haven't done it yet is because my gas bottles are empty, and my gas bottles are what they call own your owns. They time expired, and the company that I got them from many years ago will not refill them, so I'm undecided what to do about that yet. Now this is the vertical slide for the clapper box, and you may recall from an earlier video that it was broken off through there, so I've made up a new part for that and pressed that into here. In fact, I'll disassemble it and show you that. I'll disassemble it and show you what we've done there. It was broken off just there, so there was no provision for a nut. So we cut it off just through here, bored an 11mm hole there, machined up a new shaft, pressed it in into here, and so now it goes together very nicely. I'm going to get a smaller nut for that, and this is yet to be polished. However, that is now functional, which it wasn't before. Right, morning guys, or afternoon as the case may be. It's day after Boxing Day 2017. We've got the Shaper partly assembled. This is just a mock-up at the moment. That top slide's got to come off again, but we put it on just to see what it looked like. We've got the clapper box reassembled, part of the vertical table assembly in position. I haven't cleaned up, I've just discovered I haven't cleaned up the inside of that box yet, so there's a lot of gunge in there which will have to be removed, but it's easy. It's about 5 minutes work to take that off again and clean that up. I obviously had it facing downwards during the cleaning and painting procedure, and I've been calling this the Scotch yoke, but it's not. I think it's being variously called by by people as the slide. So it's ready for painting, and the last repair job that I've got to do is the bull wheel. Obviously at some stage in the dim dark past there was an oops and I thought long and hard about what we're going to do to repair this. My original thoughts were to machine this area away and this area here to get rid of oil soaked cast, and to fill this area with bronze and remachine it. My gas plant is almost out of gas, and the bottles that I own are what they call own your own bottles in New Zealand, and New Zealand Industrial Gases, or NZIG, or whatever they call themselves these days, have deemed that those bottles are no longer fillable, and I've got to buy new bottles. So that's something I'm going to have to do in the near future. The other alternative is to simply machine this area away and machine this down to about there. So machine that area out, and likewise on this side. So to machine it across there and down to about that level there, and then make a new block that sits in there for each side and screw them down, because I've got about 20 millimeters of parent material that I can get a screw into, and just simply screw that block on, because let's face it, the machining, the forces are in that direction and that direction, and there's very little force in the upward direction. I know this is broken away, but that's because there was a big oops. So 2 screws there and 2 screws in here are going to be pretty strong, and so that's the feeling at the moment. Not sure whether you can see that properly or not. Let's come up at a bit more of an angle. Right, so I've not taken any special care here other than just to clamp it to the table. This indicator, each minor division is just under half a thousandth, so these are hundredths of a millimetre, and as you can see the error from one end to the other is about 2 divisions, in other words just less than 1/1000th of an inch. Go across to the other side carefully. Okay, it's about a thou high on this side compared with the other side, and end to end. I'm just having a look at the clearances involved here. I'm assuming, and I didn't measure this unfortunately when I dismantled the machine, but I'm assuming that block runs central in the slide there. So we've got about 3mm of clearance in there. So if we machine this area away, make up our 2 blocks, we've got plenty of thickness there. We've got those blocks are going to be about 8mm thick, so we've got room for a couple of countersunk Allen screws in there, cap screws, which gives us plenty of strength. In fact, the limiting factor will be the threads in the cast. Yep, right, into it. Alright, well as close as I can measure it, that distance there is 9.3mm, so I'm going to touch off on there, come down 9.3, and that will be my datum for that surface there. So fortunately we've got the area here that we are going to mill away, so I can touch off on that. So there's our 0. We've got 1.3mm to go. We'll do that in one cut, I think. Take a millimetre. should have 0.3 of a millimetre left just there. I'm going to come down. See how thick that is. Okay, so we're halfway through the repairs to the ball wheel. So we've machined that bit out, as you saw in the previous video. I didn't film making these two blocks, which was laborious but relatively straightforward. So we've got about 20 millimetres of quarter UNC thread in here and in here under each of these screws. So now I'm just machining the block back until that face there is in line with that face. Right, so we're going to come back now and touch off on that face there that I've marked with an arrow, and then we don't have any option but to climb mill in that direction. And I think I'll get rid of all those shavings so that I can see what's going on. Now I can't see that surface, so we're just going to have to go by ear. Okay, so I don't have any countersunk quarter 20 screws in stock, so I ordered a dozen of those. They will arrive tomorrow on the courier, and so the next job now is to turn up a new one of these. This is pretty rumpty, and what I'm going to do here is make a new one that bears on that surface there rather than this one. This one here is a sliding fit on those two surfaces there. which gives us a mechanical disadvantage, if you like. It'd be nicer if the forces were applied lower down, and also I don't want the tangential forces acting on my new blocks, whereas if I machine a new one of these that's a little bit wider so that it's a good fit on that bottom surface down there, then the forces will be much closer to the plate. So we'll do that this afternoon, and we'll get that finished in the next hour or so, and these countersunk screws will arrive tomorrow with a bit of luck.